Kia ora tatou. My name is Brad Jackson, and I've been asked by the International Leadership Association to spend a brief time with you responding to the question, why studying leadership matters. Now, this is a question that we tend to take for granted, as it seems to be self-evident. However, I think it's very important to be clear about why one enters any field of inquiry, most especially in a field as young, wide-ranging, and ambiguous as the field of leadership. At the beginning of our book, a very short, fairly interesting, and quite cheap book about studying leadership, my co-author Ken Parry and I started with this very question. I want to begin by asking why you made the decision to study leadership. What was your motivation? I'd hazard to guess that it was a combination of intellectual curiosity, serendipity, that was underpinned by a general desire to make a difference in the world. Well, that's what drove me. I came to the formal study of leadership quite late in life. I started out as a geographer in the UK before moving on to adult education, where I worked in Canada for almost 15 years. Just before my 40th birthday, having completed a PhD in management, I joined a business school in New Zealand. While there, I came across the Centre for the Study of Leadership and finally found what I wanted to spend the rest of my life studying. Today, I'm very fortunate to occupy New Zealand's first and only chair in leadership at the University of Auckland. Now, in reflecting on the reasons why I have made that decision, three in particular stand out. The first reason is that leadership is a fundamentally human activity that has been practiced throughout human history in a dizzying array of contexts. You look at any activity you engage in during the course of a normal day, and you can observe elements of leadership that are good, bad, exceptional, or mundane, wherever you care to look. But be careful, though. I tend to drive my wife crazy because every movie I watch is a movie about leadership, from Alien to Zorro. You can also play a role in creating this leadership. How often do you experiment? The study of leadership can give you some guidance about what ways you might do this. Second, I regret to note that there's an awful lot of hype surrounding leadership that's very easy to get carried away by. Leadership is widely recognized to be the cause and the solution of most of the major problems that confront us today, from global financial crisis to climate change to world hunger. Now, while I'm heartened that leadership is held up in such high regard, I'm also conscious that much of what is categorized as leadership is just not so. In light of all the misunderstanding, it's very important to take time to reflect with the aid of others who've spent some time thinking and writing about this topic, to discover your own personal view of what leadership is, what's it for, and how it might best be created. Associated with this, it's important to become clear about when and most importantly why you should lead and when and why you should follow. The third and final reason for studying leadership is that the field is thriving. The dramatic growth in the International Leadership Association membership and conference attendance is but one measure of the growing interest in the field of leadership from scholars, educators, developers, and practitioners alike. It's not only taking place in the United States, where most leadership research has been done historically, but throughout the rest of the world, and most notably in Europe, Australasia, where I'm based, but also in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. With this geographic growth, we are discovering many new philosophies, models, and practices of leadership which serve to challenge our implicit assumptions about leadership. But they also provide new possibilities for developing hybridized models of leadership that are better suited to the global challenges that we now face. The field of leadership is not only expanding geographically, but also intellectually. The field has traditionally been the preserve of psychologists who emphasize the cognitive and affective domains of leaders, and only recently their followers. Now, I'm very excited about the newfound interest that has been shown in leadership by those who have disciplinary training beyond psychology and organizational behavior, from anthropology, philosophy, political science, sociology, and of special interest to me, the arts. With this attention, we are beginning to derive a richer, multi-dimensional understanding of leadership from which the field is greatly benefiting. Think about your own home discipline. How do you think the training you've received in this discipline, along with your own life experience, could contribute to our understanding and practice of leadership? So, there are three reasons to study leadership. It's a vital human process that has always been important and always will be. It's vitally important to derive your own practical philosophy of leadership that can guide you throughout life in any sphere of endeavor. As a manager, a politician, a citizen, an artist, an athlete, or even a parent. Leadership is a field that is undergoing rapid expansion geographically and intellectually. There's an energy and excitement in this field that's palpable, and there's plenty of work to do. I wish you well with your lifelong study of leadership. I hope you find it as rich and rewarding experience as I have. Most of you would have been fortunate to have made the decision to study leadership long before I did. It took me a while, but I got there in the end. I look forward to having the opportunity to meet and talk with you at an ILA event in the near future. Thank you.